Oh, he's fucking
cracking.
based in Minnesota right now.
He's Minnesota, right?
Fuck, I wish we had Patty. I wish I would have known this and we could have opened up for Third Eye Blind to add to the Chumbawamba. Take them all down.
Okay, but seriously, what song did Third Eye Blind do?
They did a few. They had I wish you would step back from that ledge.
Okay.
And the semi-charm kind of life.
Oh shit! I did that as a joke. I've been saying that for like any '90s alt band lately.
Oh, that's Third Eye Blind. The one that
okay, cool.
This
So
song is about that is about doing crystal meth, and nobody realized that for a really long time. I mean, we didn't grow up because we were kids.
What was the song that what was that band that played Green Room just recently, Patty? That Aaron and I were teasing.
Give my buddy.
Brother, give my brother.
Wasn't the Sugar Butter Baby?
Crossfade.
No, not Crossfade. No, it's not Crossfade. It's
Give my butterfly sugar baby.
No, not Crazy Town, dude. What the fuck? If it was Crazy Town, I would have been there. It's
then I don't know.
Tell my mother, tell my father.
I thought that was Crossfade.
I did the best I can.
I don't fucking know.
Oh, Shinedown. That's
Shinedown.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know that. Where was Crazy Town? Because weren't we gonna go see Crazy Town?
No, Crazy Town just was circling the news because he did a really awesome acoustic performance of the Crazy Town song.
Whatever that one. At the Green Room. Anyways,
it's really great if you guys haven't seen it. It's really worth it.
Can't wait. Yeah, you guys want to play?
I guess we're here.
I guess.
All right. Now to like. So, anyways, all right, let's get going. Jordan will miss you again this week.
He knows we're playing.
I was gonna say, did he say anything or no?
He's never said anything to me yet, and which is fine because I hope if he does come back, he comes back when you guys are done with this current quest, so that it makes sense. Because otherwise, it's like
still in the group chat, right?
Yeah, he's in the group chat. All right. Well, either way, to recap. You are all hunters who have been promoted to senior operatives in the Hunters Guild. With this promotion, you have been given certain extensions of power. First, you have access.
You can basically do whatever you want, right?
Basically. But it has to only be in the one little area. Then we can tell everyone to go fuck themselves.
No. First, you have access, yes, to all quarantined and or blocked off roads and infrastructures in Novar only. Secondly, you are able to take up to 3 tasks at a time to complete in any order at your discretion. Thirdly, you are able to recruit new members to the Hunters Guild and chaperone their first mission and sign off on it, which again is hopefully for Gundren. And then lastly, are given the power to enforce the law of Novar and make arrests as necessary to be brought to the local circuit judge or judges. Which leads us to the last couple of days wherein you have all accepted 3 tasks from the Guildmaster Kron. The first task given was to deal with an outbreak of undead in a research facility of the Isles of Novar. The second was to investigate a possible kidnapping of the noble's daughter, or I should say of a noble's daughter, thought to be taken to Valera, the country at war with Novar. And third, to guide a historian on an expedition through the Novar jungle and recover an ancient artifact. You guys have Sorry, I stroked out for a bit. Let me recover. Anyways, you guys have decided the outbreak was the most important quest to take on right off, and that is where you left from Altanova to Gazre's Wharf, in which you manipulated an individual by the name of Berder to give you passage to the Akala research facility. On the way there, the captain made his request known that the payment for the voyage would be to also help him with securing his items and delivering them
Will we have leftover? Will we eat leftover rice?
I'll wait. Peter, just let me know when you're good.
Oh, you're good. I'm just
Oh,
talking
okay.
to my pregnant wife who is just randomly making rice. Just rice, guys.
I love rice, dude.
I mean, hey, rice is,
You do.
rice is pretty good.
I do like rice, but that's like
Talk
saying,
like
hey,
fried
would you like
rice
to have
or
a
white
slice of
rice?
bread?
Yeah.
Just bread.
I'll eat a slice of bread, dude.
I mean, yeah, what's
I
wrong?
love bread. Put some salt and pepper on that.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, let's get back to killing some zombies.
So yeah, so you guys chose the quest to deal with the outbreak in Akala. So you traveled from Altanova to Gazra's Wharf, in which you manipulated an individual by the name of Birder to give you passage to the Akala research facility. On the way there, the captain made his request known that payment for the voyage would be to also help him with securing his items and delivering them to an island known as Bandit's Cove. But on the way to Akala Research Facility, you guys were attacked by what seemed to be a giant octopus, but were able to make an escape safely. From there, you got...
because Ryan pulled it into the boat because he's a badass.
Yeah. You guys made it to the Akala Research Facility late at night. The weather was stormy. You guys got to open the doors and were immediately attacked by a dozen of undead, leading to, once again, the loss of life that was Steve.
Oh, whoa, I took down like half of at least of them single-handedly before that happened.
But very true.
But Steve, you luckily were recovered, so we now go ahead and transition back into the first floor of the research facility, where you guys are in a giant courtyard. To the north, the east, and the west are doors themselves, and it is there we begin.
Daddy, how do I turn down the sound effects, the rain? Turn it down a little bit.
You would just have to turn down Google, or I'm sorry, Mozilla Firefox. Yeah, as a volume control.
No, if you go to the...
Isn't
If
it
you go to the
configure settings?
the little the 2/8 notes, the playlists one, I think.
Oh, I feel you. I feel you.
No, I don't think that does anything actually.
No, you just turn down.
It does. Ambient. Ambient is the one.
Ambient. Yep. Dope. I like this is fucking good music, Maddie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I use a potion?
Do you need to? I thought you were all healed up from me.
I have 10 HP. Well, unless you healed me, I don't know.
I'm hurting too.
I didn't get it.
Hold on. Let me do my rounds first.
No, so
Let me do my
real
rounds.
fast. Maroc, you already critically succeeded on your last check for Steve, but we never rolled for the healing. So you need to roll to heal.
Dope. Okay.
Can I stand up, Matt?
Yes, you can. You stand up and you are no longer flat-footed.
Yes.
Here you go, Ryan.
Oh, thank you.
And then I'm gonna go to Wharf and Maddie, because I'm got the medic archetype. I'm no longer gonna do my DC as 15. I'm gonna do my DC as 20.
Yep.
And I get to do. It's still the trained, but I get to add an additional 5.
Yep.
So it's just 2d8 plus 5. So let's go ahead and roll for Wharf over here. Here, there's gloves. Yeah, I got everything. Come on, baby. That's fucking. Okay, so we got, and then we'll do this, and then can you just do plus 5? Will that do it?
Yeah.
That's
nice. I will
15.
heal Wharf.
Okay.
Wharf.
Dan, I might as well make it over to you.
I'm good. Don't waste time on me.
Oh, that's right. We did talk about this. How we were like, we had to get going. That was 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
So
then, can I go ahead and slap myself then? Hold on. If we're really strapped for time, I'll just slap myself with the healer's gloves.
Yep. Ignore that.
And just burn that.
did you
for
want
the
to
day.
use that, Thomas?
I am gonna.
Okay.
Will that auto put to my health?
I will do it for you. There you go.
Okay,
You
cool.
healed 6 more points of.
I'm gonna use one of mine as well. So
Marak is kind of dancing around, patching you up, Steve, and actually doing a really good job of it. But you feel only about half of your capacity, so you down a quick healing potion. Worf, you feel the same. You're like halfway patched up, and you're like, ugh, chugged a quick drink, and you feel a little bit better. Dan, you're cooking. You're cooking with Crisco. But of course, in the 20 minutes that was spent kind of patching yourselves up, the fires that were burning the corners of the courtyard have kind of subsided somewhat. So you don't have any fear of the fire themselves spreading. But of course, deeper in the hollow halls of the research facility themselves, you hear just the sickening sounds of groaning and squelching. And yes, as I stated, you do have a door to the north, to the east, and to the west.
Standing here in the center where I am, can I use perception to like listen to which direction most of the noises are coming from?
By all means, yes. You have heightened hearing, don't you, as an elf?
I don't think so. Maybe.
I think as elves you do have heightened hearing and visual senses, but I could be wrong. That could be a D&D 5e thing. So you kind of stand in the middle, trying to like lick your finger, push your ear a little forward, and try to take in the senses of that around you. And honestly, with a 19, the best you could really discern is that the north might sound the noisiest, but the west sounds the most sickening.
And the east is just the quietest in general?
Yeah, I mean, they're all relatively noisy in their own capacity, but yes, you would say with a 19, the best you could discern is that the north would probably be the noisiest, while the west is the squelchiest and most haunting.
All right. So you, what do you guys think? I feel like if there are survivors, they'd most likely be in the least loud section because they'd be trying to avoid the zombies.
Which section was that?
The east section.
This
Do
is
we
east.
call out over there and see if anyone responds?
It might draw unwarranted attention.
Yeah, if we just open the door and take a peek.
Why don't one of us try and sneak
Can
through?
I was gonna say, can I sneakily peek? Peekily?
Yeah, by all means, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Nice.
I will say that while in such a tense situation as you're in, you don't feel quite as stealthily as you try to pop open the door. But go ahead and click on that door icon. Okay. So as you can clearly see, you do have a long, dark hallway, just a corpse kind of strewn in the middle there. A couple of doors on the left and the right of the hallway, and a set of double doors at the very end of the hallway.
Should we try calling out or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
let's
who has dark vision or low light?
I do.
I can't remember if I do in this one.
I've got dark vision.
But you're a dwarf, right, Thomas?
Dwarf is the wharf. Wharf is doing dwarf.
That's why I'm naming myself all these things to remember what I am in each campaign.
Wharf the dwarf. Marak is a Tengu. Steve.
Why don't Worf and I scout ahead?
Steve.
See what we see.
Steve also has dark vision, but Dan has human vision. Human eyes.
All right. Should we do one door at a time, Marak?
Yeah, let's do it together.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this door first.
Maddie, do you want us to just be right here in front of the door? Do you want us to be to the side? How do you want to?
No,
or do
it
you not
depends.
really
I
care?
mean, you're opening the door. If you're gonna dance to the side of it, by all means, I would need a stealth check if you're trying to be covert about it.
I will be
Yeah, let's just assume that we are always trying to be stealth at this point until we
Yeah.
tell you differently.
All right.
Should I crack this door then? Do you want to be here just in case? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the side here. And then
Relearning this entire thing. All right. I'm going to sneakily crack the door, Patty.
Okay. You feel, Marak, you feel like you have a better handling on your positioning. But man, the intensity of the situation has your heart beat pounding.
Is it locked?
Betrayal.
Oh, I haven't even touched. Oh, it is locked. Yeah.
Yes, the door that.
Well,
Worf, you go ahead and
then.
click on or you try to jiggle the door handle, and yeah, you find it locked.
Right.
Patty, should I re-roll for this one too, or should I just keep that?
We're gonna keep the 19 for this hallway specifically.
Okay. This one's cracked.
All right, so you pop on in, and for the most part, it seems to be a pretty empty laboratory. There's plenty of papers, plenty of alchemical materials, plenty of drawings and designs, lots of tools. It's as adventurers would expect to be a pretty standard laboratory room.
Can we roll perception in here to see?
Yeah, if you guys exactly, yeah, if you want to roll perception to kind of dig around the room a little bit, by all means.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah. So Steve, so Marak, you're kind of like flicking through the papers, not really seeing anything of interest, so you kind of ignore it. You actually just start staring at that furnace in the corner, while Dandan, Worf, and Steve, you guys start flipping through the notes in the middle of the room. And
the table, Steve.
Sorry, I'm just gonna show not all players because it was Dandan, Steve, and Worf that saw this.
Whoa, you can show a specific thing? That's cool.
So you see a note.
Nobody tell Marak what this is.
Boy, if only I could read.
Good point. But yeah, so you kind of dig through some of the notes, and one just kind of stands out a little interesting to you.
Sulfuric acid has interesting properties. When mixed with body odor and erectile dysfunction, can have similar reactions.
Oh, I thought that was a G.
It is a G, but yes.
It's some good dingling.
Body odor and goddamn can have similar reactions. The muscles become combustible and leak blinding sulfur. An interesting creation, and no doubt will please the council. Garen. I don't know how you say it.
I mean, that's as best as you can assume. So
what was the guy's name?
Hold on.
Garen, Geran.
Worf, though, with your perception, you kind of picked up the note, you read it, and you're kind of interested in it. You go over to one of the desks, and at the desk in the corner there, you actually do find what looks to be a key in one of the drawers. It's not really labeled anything. It just has a giant 2 on it.
Okay, can I try and bop it at this door right away?
Why, yes, you can. So you insert the key, and sure enough, it looks like it fits perfectly in the door. And sure enough, you hear an unmistakable sound of the door unlocking.
All right, I'm going to open the door slowly again. Do not draw anything in.
Okay. And sure enough, okay, whoever's got that beeping in the background, knock that off. But secondly,
Sorry about that.
Sorry, it's my pacemaker.
you creak open the door, and sure enough, there's like 3 undead creatures just kind of stamping
I'm
around.
gonna slowly close the door if they haven't noticed me.
They actually, let me double check against your. They have not yet.
All right, I'm gonna let everyone know what I've seen. What should we do? Should we go in there and just bring them up?
Closing the door.
Yeah, close the
Yeah,
door.
just close the door.
Let's bring them up.
Bring them up.
Pick him up.
Okay, hold on a second. Before we frig them up, let me actually use these snares that I've been waiting so fucking long to actually use. God damn it.
It's tricky to get in a situation to start off with them.
It is. Alright, hold on a hot fucking second. Okay, where's our gear? So, I've got in here... The alarm snare is not going to be helpful. Would
No.
be a bad idea.
Very bad idea.
I've got a trip snare. That's it. Trip snare. I'll lay down. What are these again? DC 20 reflex. I'm gonna lay down 2 of them. Can I?
Where are you gonna lay them down?
I want them down. This is the when we open this door, Maddie. Is this a double door right here?
It is a double
2
door.
squares. Got it. I want one right here where Steve's at. One right there where Worf is at.
So on those squares, okay.
Correct. So I need you boys to back off. Back.
Can you
Are we
see that
calling them
drawing?
to us?
Can you see that drawing, by the way?
Yes, I can see the drawing.
Okay.
I would say yes, we should draw them to us. Worf.
Okay, I feel like we should position things because if they're tripping, we could position ourselves to capitalize on them.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
gonna
like here and here.
stay back here just so I can kind of like fire at them, and then if I need to,
You can get.
in there, I certainly can. Hold on, I gotta take off those trip snares.
Remind me a second, Matt. You can prepare a 2-action reaction thing, right?
We certainly can.
Okay.
Yeah, how cool are you with that, Matt?
I'm very cool with it.
So if we all prepare an action, then we just that's basically what we could just do for round 1. Is we would just roll initiative, and if they don't hear us, we just all say, okay, then I could go last, and my first action can be, or no, who's closest to the door?
Me and Dan. Oh, I guess
Oh.
all of us are kind of equal.
Maddie, are you okay with just whistling as a free action?
Yeah. That's definitely
Okay,
a
so
free
first
action.
action for Worf or Dan could just be open said door, and then spend 2 actions to ready an action.
Okay.
Right, dope. This sounds awesome. We got this, boys.
GGG.
Can I
G.
activate Tiger Stance?
Yeah,
Before...
as your toggle combat state, and I am going to, so we are going to roll and roll.
Wants to roll for initiative right now?
You guys are readying your actions.
I am going to hunt prey on one of those motherfuckers as one of my actions, and then I will then spend 2 actions to ready an action. Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. So Steve, so basically, because it's you guys have your actions readied. Steve, you are technically first. Do you want to hold off your actions for the first round, or for until?
Well, no, he can do the one action is Tiger Stance, and then he can spend 2 actions to ready an action.
Yep. Who's whistling?
Me and Dan.
Why don't you guys should wait? Let me do the whistling because I can do it at the very end.
Get
That
to
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a free action. So, Steve, you ready your Tiger Stance. Next up is the Sulfur's zombie over here.
And then
And
technically, we have not opened the door yet.
I see a door open.
That has not been opened. We were going to open that up during round 1. Why does it say round 7 of play?
You know what? Then let me end the counter. So, explain to me what you're all attempting to accomplish here.
All I'm wanting to do is have them file through the door, and then we're all fucking ready to kill them.
All right.
All I
We're
wanna
going to
do is
restart
punch
the
something.
encounter. We're going to restart the encounter. So, everybody roll their initiative.
Initiative coming at you.
All right. So Sulfur Zombie still up first. But of course, since nothing has really been initiated, we go to Maroc.
Okay, so I had opened the door, and I had saw, who did I see in there? I saw the sulfur zombie, right,
You
Maddie?
saw 3 undead in there.
Okay, I would just then, if I can still, at this point I can probably still hear them, I would just hunt prey then on the nearest one.
Okay.
And then I'm ready in action as when my hunt prey gets within line of sight, I fire.
Okay. Perfect. Dan.
Oh, we're just readying a power attack.
Okay. Steve.
Can I activate Tiger Stance, or do I
Yep.
have to wait to?
Nope. You can. You're essentially readying Tiger Stance because you know you're about to lay some fist on.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Plague
Okay,
Zombie
me with a good
is
time.
just whoa. I was about to move everybody. Plague Zombie just moves to move. The other Plague Zombie just moves to move. Worf, you're the last in the round.
I'm just gonna probably wait until someone's there and plan on using a surprise attack.
We gotta open the door.
Okay.
Okay. And okay, now we should be good to go.
All right.
Then
So top of the
I'll just
round.
whistle.
Okay. Perfect. So free action to. And top of the round, the sulfur zombies just like rah. And Thomas, the best way I can describe this to you, I feel like the easiest is immolator. But the
Okay.
rest of you see this undead creature with extremely charred skin, fuming fire and smoke out of every pore in its body, and it's one of the most just disgusting looking creatures you've ever seen. Like, how human could even handle such torture? Just kind of gives you a little bit of a shake in, but none of you are frightened. But it kind of and starts just charging in, hits into the trap, at which point it needs to make a reflex save.
And it is going to be a DC 20, Maddie. Oh, baby, come on.
16.
16. Okay,
What
so
is
it
it?
fails, it falls prone.
It is prone.
It's got 2 actions left.
It actually has
Reaction, give it a whack.
one action left, but yes, go ahead and reaction. Go ahead and show me your move. Yeah, you missed him by 2, so you kind of swung down, but you were just so shocked by the trap actually activating that it unfortunately caused your axe to miss by just a hair.
Who did I hunt prey on, Maddie?
You did the hunt prey on the sulfur zombie.
Okay, so then you cool with me taking a shot then right now as my reaction?
Yep, go ahead and line up your reactions. So those who wanted to ready and utilize their actions when a zombie became trapped in the trap, go ahead and make your move.
Oh, I should have targeted him. What was that? I got a 30 on that.
You got a standard.
Here, ignore me.
You
Okay.
got a
Regular then. Damage.
okay.
Now, this
So I'm just rolling to pretty much hit then, Patty?
Yes, yep, just to hit.
that doesn't make any sense.
You missed, unfortunately.
The
Oh, no, you hit. Sorry, I'm sorry. His AC is 21 right now. So actually, let me go back. Dan, you also hit. I'm so sorry. The flat-footed must have not applied at the end there.
So what's his total AC then?
His total AC right now is 21.
Oh, okay.
All right, in that case, I'm stabbing that bad boy.
So you kind of reach over to lunge forward and do some damage. Dan, go ahead and roll your damage as well from the prior attack. I'm so sorry.
That's all good. Yeah.
That zombie. Honestly, fucking don't get my fucking internet.
Making our merchant
This-
patty a zombie dragon dispersion.
Yeah.
I am.
Sorry, Maddie. What happened?
No, I don't know. I have done every fucking thing I can think of to fucking fix this internet issue, and it is seriously pissing me off. I am sorry, Murok. I didn't get any of your actions. What were you doing?
No, that's okay. When I did the my ready to action, I don't think it included the disrupting because I have it where it disrupts, so it hurts undead.
Okay.
So can I roll another d6 on top of that? I'll see if I can fix it.
Yep.
Okay, so it's 9 damage plus this extra d6. You got it, internet. Just roll. I believe in you.
You're not even. You have to refresh. Everybody but Dan has to refresh the website.
Oh, okay. I will refresh it.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No worries. No
No,
worries. No worries.
I'm so like.
Is it just Boundary doing it to you, Maddie, or is
No,
it your
because
internet?
even
Somehow?
OBS disconnects for a second. It's like everything just shuts down for 2 seconds. All right, an additional 5
Okay,
damage.
So 14 damage is what I did for that sneak attack. So I have no idea where we're at in the.
It's still your turn. You're in your full. You're into round 2. It is your turn.
Oh, it's my full turn. Okay,
It's your
I'm
full
sorry.
time.
Okay.
Yep.
The sulfur, is he on the ground? Is he standing up now?
He got up. Yes, he's raw and he's ready. He's looking at Dan, licking his what would have been chops if he still had them. Because his lower jaw is also just missing.
Is Steve and Dan flanking him?
Steve and Dan is flanking. Yes.
Okay. Roll a recall knowledge check on him.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do religion.
Okay.
Okay.
Ew.
Oh,
Way too
that was
low.
rough. Yeah. Okay. So I'm assuming that is not going to do it.
That's
2
not.
actions left.
Let's
go ahead.
I will roleplay this and say that, yeah, this creature is so new to you, even your books couldn't tell you what the hell to do with this creature. But you know it to be
let's
undead.
go ahead and do not hunted shot. Yeah, is it hunted shot? Whatever. I'm doing the one where it's 1 action. I get to shoot 2 arrows at it.
Yep.
So I'm gonna shoot twice here. It's first shot.
Boom.
Baby.
Got him.
What do I gotta do to select them again? Is it right click or control? What do we gotta do?
Alt click, I think. Yeah, alt click. Hold alt and click on it.
There it is. Got it. Okay. So then I need to roll. I'm just gonna manually do it this way, Maddie. Rolling damage.
Yep.
So 3d6 plus 1. So 9
Nice.
damage.
Oof, nice.
So I'm assuming, are you doing the damage then
Yep.
to him?
I have to click on the damage part.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and roll again.
So it just kind of takes in a bolt just right into its what would have been a jugular. Your
That
second
one missed.
shot, you kind of just flies right past his left ear.
And then my
Third action.
third action, I'm gonna take out my dagger.
Okay. Dan.
My turn.
You've got a flanked sulfur zombie to your immediate left here.
Boy, the first one didn't get him. I bet the second one will.
Hell yeah. Do it. Do it to it.
Remind me, does it automatically factor in the flanking, or do I have to add that in?
It does not, and I will add it in, don't worry. But yes, no, unfortunately, you did not. Actually, I think I can just... I bet that's a condition I can throw in there.
Well, toss it up with a little more
Flank.
follow-up swing.
No, flanked is not. Weird, that's weird. So you kind of follow up to... And you critically
Even worse.
miss.
Flat-footed is though, right? Can you just apply that?
I could. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because that's what fucking flank gives him, is essentially flat-footed. Steve, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna hit him with a flurry of blows.
So you kind of take 2 jabs right at his chesticles.
Does
Ooh,
a 31 hit?
critically, baby.
And does this automatically factor in the fact that my attacks are they're weak to my attacks, or no?
Nope. I have to add that for you. So I don't think he. Oh, he's not immune to bleeding. So perfect. So not only did you do did you roll critical? Yeah, you rolled critical.
Yeah.
All right. So then he's got persistent bleed.
But it's actually 30, right? Not 20? Or
Yes.
What is it?
Yep. It's yeah, you did 30, so I'm fixing that for you.
Okay.
So yeah, your tiger claws just kind of, and you see like a spurt of blood out of. I mean, it's kind of black and sludgy-ish, but it is blood.
Right,
you got
then
2 actions.
I hit him with
still.
the left. No, I still have
Yeah,
2.5
sorry,
actions.
2.5. That's is what I meant to say.
Does a 28 hit?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah,
You slash
but not
right at him.
critical.
No, not critically, but still a nice hard punch or swipe at him. Does a good 8. Sorry, he's only. Never mind. I don't have to say anything, but I will fix it. So perfect. Feel a little bit more blood gush out of him. Now you have 2 actions left.
Roll 2d8 plus 4 and rolling and getting 8 total.
Hey, that's just the red dice sometimes, baby.
I'm gonna give him a kick.
Ooh, a roundhouse kick like Chuck Norris in it. Unfortunately, you miss though. You kind of do, and he's kind of and he dodges a little bit to the right, kind of stumbling almost into Dan a bit.
And then I'll hit one more time.
Rolling, playing with the, dancing with the devil there. Ah,
Johnny hit.
so close, but no. So you go to try to do one more roundhouse kick, and he kind of just like pushes forward a little bit, but stumbles and is able to catch himself. The next plague zombie tries to run up and gets caught in his trap because he's an idiot. And reflexes and fails miserably. But while he's prone, he's just going to reach up to you, Steve, because you're closest, and he's going to try to grab at you, well, attack you. He's unfortunately not going to have enough action to grab you. But he's still going to strike you with his fist, like,
You can try.
no, he fails. So next up is the other plague zombie, and he's like, and he tries to run to the corner behind the sulfur zombie, and he tries to reach out behind to grab you, Dan, or, well, actually, no, yeah, he is going to try to grab you and pull you in. He's not going to attack you. Oops, I thought. So with that, he is going to make a athletics check against you. Does an 18 beat your fortitude, Dan?
No, he needs a 23.
Okay.
Nice.
That is his turn. Worf, you've got a zombie right next to you who's attempting to grab at Steve. He's crawling on the ground.
Well, I'm gonna bury my rapier into his face.
Her face, but it's okay.
Oh, did that work?
Oh, Thomas, you have to click the refresh. You're still not here.
Oh, what the fuck?
There you go. Yeah, when the internet cuts out, you guys have to refresh.
Okay, got it.
All right, now go ahead and make your rolls.
All right, I'm gonna stab her in the face.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I feel that you're definitely a critical at that. So
Oh shit!
that's okay. I can do
the.
I can do the double damage for you. So you do, and she feels that she's going as the fire pierces through her. Well, what's left of her skin. But you have 2 actions left, buddy.
Is she still standing?
She's on the ground crawling, but she's
she's
moving.
dead?
She's moving.
All right, then I'll keep stabbing.
Yeah, let me pull it out
Someone's
and
got to do it.
kind of.
I
And
can
that's
do the penalty.
nope. You got a crit. Well, what's the penalty? -4. with a
That's
rapier.
using
He's using a rapier. It should be
-5.
minus. Oh, it's -5. So that's still a 22.
finesse only.
That is a critical.
What the hell?
Oh yeah. I can just
Zombies are low.
and yeah, you straight up you like what
Nice.
felt like a little bit of movement left in her. You kind of like pushed down your rapier, and it just.
Awesome.
You have one action left, but you would have to get a little closer to be able to attack the other two zombies.
I was considering seeing if I should hop through the door and flank.
Well, does Steve have any? Steve, can't you throw a weapon at the sulfur? Do you have a returning weapon?
Worf does, but he'd have to spend an action to
I
swap
do,
it out.
but- Yeah.
Oh, you don't have any. Okay.
I guess I'll just burn this action and wait for the scene to play out.
Understandable. So Sulfur Zombie is just hating all this going on around him, and just mad that you guys are doing all this. Sorry, I didn't want to sound like I was running out there, but I need to see. Okay, that's what I thought. So
Is Sulfur Zombie still on the ground?
no, he stood up. He spent his action to stand up to get ready to fist Dan. He's
Oh
gonna
shit!
No consent.
Dan. Does a 35 hit you?
Critically hit you is what we want.
Yeah.
Guess that
Does
boy's
That it also
greasy.
does.
It does critically hit you.
Only got 22 without the shield.
Please,
Shit.
make a fortitude save.
Fuck, Dan.
Oh my god! I rolled 2 ones.
There.
That's fucking lucky.
So
I think
you.
Pathfinder doesn't give anyone villain points.
Ooh.
You know what? This feels like a good point in time to maybe redo that one.
Okay, you want a hero point
that
it?
shit.
Sure. It didn't do you any justice, though. Unfortunately, you are blinded for 1 round. As blinding sulfur just kind of sinks right over your eyes, and you kind of feel this cloudy, yellowish goo just ensnare your senses. With his other fist, though, he's going to reach around and go for Steve and strike him with his other fist. I'm going to try to use as many euphemisms as I can.
It's good.
not gonna lie, that turned me on.
It does an 18 hit you,
With
Steve.
a good time.
Steve, does an 18 hit you?
18 does not hit me.
It does not. Okay, cool.
I got 21.
Yeah, and he's permanently slowed 1. So it is next up to Marok. As he takes 3
Okay.
more bleeding damages, blood just keeps curdling out of his wounds Steve left him. But he's still standing and rocking. He's
Alright,
not
so
doing too
first-
well, though. You can definitely tell some of his limbs are starting to kind of take a little wobble.
So first, I am going to. I'm gonna do the create diversion skill.
Okay.
I'm using deception. So what that does is, if I succeed, I become hidden to him. I'm not recalling knowledge. No, I'm just doing this.
Well, you critically
Damn it.
failed. So now he's just looking
All right.
straight dagger at you, like, "Rah!" And he's even got
Yeah.
his hands up as he's going to try to chase you down next.
Okay, I'm gonna throw the dagger at him.
Okay.
And hold on, I want to make sure. Yep, he's selected. Okay, throw, baby.
And flap! And you,
Oh,
by the
feels good.
fucking, by the skin of the teeth, and quite literally, you skinned his teeth with your dagger as it just.
Okay. Then damage.
Yep. Nice.
Take
And
it.
that is slashing damage still.
It is, my
Nice.
friend. That's what I was waiting for. What did
Beautiful.
So what did I?
Oh, he's
Did I know
hurting.
how much more I did, or no?
I mean, no, you can't. You can tell that he really did not like that. Quite literally, he's
Okay.
got your knife stuck in his
Can you draw me where the knife is at, in case I want to go back and pick it up? And then since I did that, Maddie, I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot again with my bow because I still have my bow and everything still drawn. So I'm at my second penalty. Will not do it. That'll miss.
You'll miss
And
pretty
it's
badly.
okay.
But
And
you're
then I'm gonna take the third shot, and let's go for broke here.
go right into his nose. Oof!
Oh,
Once again,
that fucking feels good.
his nose hole gets pierced by your arrow.
Okay, and this should include what? Hold on. Discount that. That's supposed to be.
You rolled an unarmed attack.
Oh shit! Sorry about that.
It's fine.
But still, that's actually would have been doing. I would have gotten better with the bow anyway.
Yeah.
Here. I'm just gonna go ahead and do damage. Oh, here it is. Damage on the bow. There it was. 13. There. Fucking right.
Yeah, you hit him right in the nose hole, and he is just reeling back in pain as sulfur is kind of just gushing more out, and you guys kind of like cough it up as it's trying to fill the hallway inside. But
Okay,
Dan,
my turn.
yep, Dan, you've got the next move. You are currently blinded. Still the sulfur just burning your eyes as you're trying to make your way around. You do know approximately the position of the original zombie that you were power attacking. So you would
assume he's still there and give him a hefty swing.
go ahead. You still need to make your is it a DC 10 or DC 5 with blinded? I forget.
I think it's honestly a DC 11. Like, it's just supposed to be a 50-50.
Yeah, that's right, DC 11. So go ahead and make that DC 11 check. And that's what I meant by 10. Okay, perfect. So you kind of right where you remember his positioning. And with that swing, you just feel as his whole torso and really the rest of what was left standing on his body just crush under your hammer. And you feel no further movement from his body. Except the fact that you've got your axe embedded in his nervous system.
Well, I guess I'll just ready
However-
a one-action swing if some... Oh.
However, when you feel his body go limp, the rest of you see, quite literally the second before it's too late, as he goes into eruption and he explodes in a gigantic 30-foot burst of fire and debris that just blows in all corners. All four of you need to make a reflex save, please.
Hey, Maddie, I just took a feat that says any zombie that explodes and damages anyone doesn't actually damage me. So just wanted to let you know that.
You're cute, and I love you.
Pretty good feat.
Dan, even in your blindness, you knew what was coming, and you kind of like used the fucking axe to dodge any debris that hit you. Steve, as if it was nothing. Ooh. And in fact, and Worf too, as if it was nothing. You and Steve kind of do the same like worm dance moves that you've been practicing with each other to kind of dodge around. And Marak, you just jump to the to the left a little bit to avoid the debris. So its last action did nothing. It was unsuccessful. Dan, you still have two more moves. You sense another zombie that was trying to grab you from around the corner. You don't know for sure if it's still there or not, but you can do whatever you want.
I can't see, so I'll save my last action for a regular swing. If someone tries to grab me, I'll just hit him with the axe.
Okay, fair enough. So if you get a grab attempt, you will... Perfect. Steve, you're up.
So if I
actually, wait, I'm an idiot. Sorry. Hold on, Steve. I'm so sorry. He needs to make a reflex save. And he failed. So first off, he's going to get 2d10 bludgeoning damage and 2d10 fire damage.
Oh.
As he kind of and lands backwards, but spends less than an action to kind of wobble back into position. Sorry. Now, Steve, go ahead. Thank you.
All right, if I step forward, do I get caught in this snare?
No, the snare's already gone.
Yeah, it's sprung its trap.
All right, I'll go. I can take this space then, right?
Yes, you can. You kind of
Alright, I'll
step
go.
on the body of the decayed corpse of Ash.
And then I'll do flurry of blows to hit him with a quick pop pop.
You got him.
That's gonna hit.
Oh, you're also targeting the wrong creature. In fact,
Okay,
I
sorry.
think. Oh no, it's not a critical, but you do good. You do a good, and you see it just blood gushing out of its body as it's it's just kind of doing the like wobble back and forward. Somewhere off in the distant in the astral space of being, you just hear something call out, "Finish him."
And here's the second hit from that initial bap bap.
You do hit, and I don't think you could roll anything that wouldn't, kill him. And he's dead. And you kind of bring the last claw strike down and defeat your foe. Two of the zombies are still humanoid in stature. The sulfur zombie has been reduced to ash. Marak, you see your dagger fall to the ground next to it. What remained of his body. And yeah, you guys all take 80 points of experience.
Guys, I got to use my snares. Woohoo!
Oh,
Can't
leveled
see
up.
shit.
Sweet.
But you don't get to level up if you actually did level up. I was going to say, I don't even think you leveled. You can't even be close to a
Any of
level up.
us are even close. None of us
Yeah.
are close.
All right, but you do.
Just start with me, Ryan.
Yeah, all the bodies just kind of drop, and are left as just boring corpses. Dan, you're able to finally wipe the sulfur from your eyes. Worf, you kind of pull your rapier back out of the zombie you slain. And yeah, in this room that you're kind of this room you're entering into, sure enough, looks like another laboratory. Similar to the other one, a little more alchemical in nature compared to the other one being more experimental in nature. Steve, you kind of dig around the room looking for anything of peculiar nature, and nothing really strikes or stands out to you. Dan, same thing. You're kind of pulling open drawers and shutting them, but, well, it's fucking paper. Marak and Worf, are you guys going to do anything in this laboratory that you're looking around in?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll myself perception 2 as well.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
hello. I don't know if that is any good.
Worf, once as well, you're kind of just flipping through the pages of some of the books, kind of licking your finger, dabbing into the cauldron that's no longer boiling in the back and tasting it, and kind of tastes a little sweet, but nothing that stands out to you anyway. So, but Marak, you kind of look through the papers and you see something that looks just a little too interesting.
Dennis, I say this and I'm going to read this out loud. This is Garon's memo. Maddie, this is really cool that you can share this only with us.
Oh, yeah.
Dennis 13th signed off on the 2 patients to enter the theater today. Had to remove 1 due to the amount of flesh peeling. The patients who resist the most seem to take on the strongest forms. Damn. And just remember that was all done in Marak's voice.
Yes.
You guys, I'm starting to think that these scientists did bring this zombie plague upon themselves.
Yeah. Patients that resist the most. What did it say again? Can I see it again, Maddie?
Yeah. You know what? And I'll just show all players so that everybody can read it.
If you hit the
Strongest forms.
oh, okay.
What'd you say, Ryan?
Never mind.
Take on the most. Take on the strongest forms. So are we feeling then, Steve, that we want to like take out the scientists? Do we want to like question them first, tie them up, and bring them back? What do we want to do then? 'Cause, yeah, you're
Well, I
right.
mean-
It definitely seems like
We're just supposed to bring the survivors for our bonus, so as long as we bring the survivors back,
But what if the survivors are the people that brought it upon themselves?
Yeah, or
Well,
like the
then-
ones who like could have like made the apocalypse essentially.
Guess that's
Well,
the job, technically.
everybody makes mistakes, and also we won't get money if we won't get our bonuses if we kill them.
I understand everyone makes mistakes. I mean, like sometimes you fire at some thieves who are just trying to thieve, and even though they could have, who knows, could have been killing someone, but then there are times when you make a mistake and you raise the dead and almost destroy half a continent.
Oops.
Well, those are pretty big different mistakes. Yeah, those are some pretty big different oopsies.
Well,
I mean, the only part of the continent that's been affected so far is this research facility.
Yeah,
So they may have
keyword there,
learned their
so far.
lesson.
it could have gotten way worse.
it could
Plus,
be
we don't
also
get
out of
the-
our jurisdiction. We could bring them back with the info that we need to like show that this is what they've done.
And we don't get a bonus if we don't bring back the survivors.
Bonus is nice.
They say
then
we
they
have to
can
bring
do-
back the survivors alive. Like, what happens if an arrow is accidentally lodged in one of their heads? And we say,
That's
hey,
not a
Well,
survivor.
it isn't a survivor.
damn it. Good point.
They could be,
Semantics.
then we can just have whoever else deal with it.
I don't like that. I don't like that idea, but all right. Keep moving. I'm just lucky that I don't know any of these people.
So sure enough, further down the hallway, you still have 3 other doors at the very end that you could make headway into.
Are we still kind of hearing the same sounds and everything, Maddie? Like,
Oh yes, 100%. You definitely are. No, I can say this without an additional perception roll. As you kind of finished off the zombies, the area you're in seems to have died down a bit. You're still hearing some groans, some noises, some banging, but it definitely has reduced significantly.
okay, so then can I make this observation, y'all? We have decided between us, it seems like the scientists are not as like, oh, innocent me, as we thought. Do we really need to be rushing in as quickly as we are, or should we kind of like
Can I DM?
theirs?
Can I recall knowledge for you all real fast? Because I feel like you as players don't remember because it's been about a month, but as characters you might remember the quest that was given to you was actually sent by a professor from a school that's not even from this facility requesting the rescue mission, essentially. So there aren't only just or at least there is at least one individual who's not a researcher. But I digress.
Oh,
But I digress. At the end of the day, I mean, fuck him too, right?
I mean, what's your alternative, Peter? Because we do also need to get done with this so that we can go get the kidnapped girl.
no, I guess what I'm saying is Dan had made the comment, we don't have time to keep healing after each battle. My worry is that if we keep getting hit and everything like that and we go in there, we might go down.
Well, what's our mission here?
To save the
Isn't it-
survivors?
Well, the survivors just get us bonuses, right? What's the main? I thought the main mission was for us to clear out the zombies.
No.
Yes.
I'm not with doing that. I'm just saying, can I heal you guys after we're done here? All these things, is that cool?
Oh, like right now or after we're
Like
done
right
with
now.
this
Can I take a couple, like 20 minutes? Then? Is that cool? Typically after 30 minutes? If you guys are feeling we can.
If
Like,
you
we can
want,
keep
I don't
pressing
think
on.
any of us got hit that last encounter, did we?
But Steve, you're still at half, man.
This is
Parker's
funny,
at
dude.
half.
When was the last time I went down in battle?
Say I can maintain a more front line if you don't mind being not sneaky. I'll stand in the front and tank them all.
That's not a bad idea.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hold on. Let me quick do some pat downs on you guys. ocular pat downs, just regular pat downs. Okay, I'm gonna hit up Steve first.
Marak and Steve, while you guys are quickly bandaging yourselves, Worf and Dandan, can I get a perception check, please?
Thank you.
Just Worf and Dandan.
Oof.
Dan. So Worf, you're not really hearing anything. You're actually just staring at Steve while Marak gives him the good old feel up. But Dan, you kind of hear some pounding against some what probably could be crates or shelving or something, just in front of where Worf is standing. It's almost
There's something within that door, friends. Shall we go in?
Worf, can I quick give you a potion?
If you want to, sure.
Here it is.
I won't turn that down.
Take it.
Hey.
It's all you gov. Okay.
So Dan has made mention that there's something making noise just south of your current position.
Does it sound like a living thing, or is it?
It was
Something's
making
pounded on something.
Zombie-like.
Let's get in there.
Let's get in there. All right.
It's locked.
Can we stealth? Can I?
I think
Wait,
Worf.
no,
I think Worf said something very. Go ahead, Marak. Yeah, roll stealth. But I think Worf said something rather important.
You say it's locked?
Yeah.
Is it locked?
Let's
Yeah.
knock.
Do
If
you?
it's a survivor, they'll fucking let us in, maybe.
Do you? So you're gonna knock on the door?
I'm knocking. Unless y'all are opposed to that.
Oh, let's just knock. I mean, the worst thing is that the zombies are going to open the door for
They
us.
let us in.
Yeah. You kind of knock on the door, and you just hear, and the slamming of more objects, and suddenly the door itself just kind of pounds. Immovable, but you definitely hear something banging pretty heavily on the door itself.
Alright, I'm gonna assume that's not a survivor.
Let's check the north door, then maybe there'll be a key. Like there
Well,
was
hold on
one.
a second here. Before we do that, can I take a little recall knowledge on the strength of that door?
By all means.
I'm going to roll for it.
Society
Craft?
or craft.
Okay.
Crafting actually would be
Has
perfect.
anyone tried opening the door yet?
Oh, yeah.
I did.
It's locked.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty sturdy metal door.
Okay, metal
Definitely
door. Okay,
wrought
okay.
iron for sure. Like you're not going to break that down by any conventional means.
I'm not going to... We can't even get
What about me?
Man to do it.
Just to be certain, Patty, my key doesn't fit this door as well, does it?
Correct. You go. Use in some quick thinking more. If you go ahead and pull out the key, and it is definitely a much different shape than the laboratory doors were.
Okay.
Shit, you open the door.
Steve, you
Let's
open the
right
door, and you find yourself in what appears to be a simple but well-stocked library. There is definitely a corpse on the ground who looks rather fresh to you. That's realistically all I can say.
I'm gonna.
Can I do a medicine check on this bitch and see what's going on?
Dude, looks fresh.
Yep, you can go ahead and. So, Steve, you kind of look around the room and you're digging through some of the books and piles of stuff, and you're just not making sense of anything. What's your name? Marak, you go ahead and pat down the old man, and no, he's clearly dead.
Am I able to see what from what? Was it bites? Was it from
Yes.
infection?
Yes, bites and the whole nine. He is definitely missing, or what I should describe as is essentially what looks like has been just clawed at his torso to the point that quite literally whatever innards he might have had on him are no longer there. You, Dan, kind of step over this corpse on the floor, and you actually start digging through his trousers and his pockets, and you find a note. Oops.
Pass it to the bird. Read this for me.
Hold on. Wait, Tony. Are you really role playing that Dan cannot read?
Yes.
I love it.
This is the first time I've heard about this. Right.
It's beautiful. So yeah, you kind of pull out this scroll and you're like, I can't fucking make word of this, and you hand it off to Marak. Marak, you open the scroll and
Marak.
Professor Monroe's scroll. Do not trust this aberration or this supposed warden. Some of the prisoners claim they never committed a crime. The warden claims he has the authorization of Novar. If I can find any sort of means to tear it down, I will bring it all down. I swear it on my life and on Nethys.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So where are we from? Where's our authority as
Novar? You're all Novarians.
We all Novarian, but we are not in Novar currently.
No, you are.
Correct?
You are very much in Novar. The Isles, I forgot what they call the Isles, but the Isles are part of Novarian country.
Okay. He said, what did he say from what was from Novar again? I'm sorry, Maddie. Can you? I need to see it.
Jordan, Ryan, didn't you say there was a way to reopen a journal, or no?
No, I thought there was, but when I clicked on it, all I have is the cell wall thing and the world map.
Oh, don't click on the cell wall thing, because that should not be revealed to you.
Wait, how do you get the world map?
It's
Ryan?
under your journal.
Under my journal.
On the right
Warden
hand side.
claims he has the authorization of Novar. Okay, if he can find any sort of means to tear it down. This is from the Professor Monroe. Okay, so Professor Monroe seems to be on the up and up. Okay, so Professor Monroe doesn't like the warden. Doesn't trust warden and prisoners are here illegally. Damn. Okay. Right. Fuck. All right. We check anything else in here, y'all? Ooh, this room keeps going, doesn't it?
Only one way to find out.
All right.
Steve and Steve looked around the room. He didn't find anything.
I'm gonna roll it. I haven't done a perception check in 2
You
weeks,
have not. Nope, you have not.
Jesus.
But yeah, you kind of it's all a bunch of big words and a bunch of scrolls with other big words, and really just a pretty standard library in this room.
Shit's
Maddie?
boring.
Yeah, exactly.
Maddie, since he
Does
says
not
I swear
turn me
by
on.
Nethys, can I roll a recall religion check on that just to see
Sure.
if it's anything more than just like him just being like, oh, I just swear to God,
Right.
Or is it like something a little bit
Yeah,
more?
religion check.
So honestly, Patty, how much this room didn't turn me on kind of turns me on.
Marak, I will say this, even though you got a natural one, I can tell you Nethys is essentially just the god of knowledge and magic. So he very well could just be to my god. But beyond that, you've no idea more on Nethys.
Okay.
Or his connections.
So I guess I has been proven wrong. Be careful. Let's look out for this Professor Monroe. But the warden, hopefully he falls on an arrow in his eye.
Wouldn't get paid for that.
And did you say we won't get paid for that? We won't. You could have my share of what I would have gotten for it. So I have a
Up to
satisfaction
that.
of sticking him with an arrow in his fucking eye. Do we? By the well, no. We can probably assume. Actually, let me ask the GM here.
Yes.
The zombies we've been seeing, Maddie.
Yes.
do they look like they've been wearing like prison garb, or are they been like in the clothes and like tattered?
Funny you ask that. Yes, there have been plenty of. There have been. If you like, you kind of think you're like digging your brain. You're like, you know what? Now that I think about it, like probably a good third of the undead that you had fought in the courtyard were wearing nothing but dirty rags.
Mostly.
So I won't say they are prisoners, but you can make that assumption if you would like.
Okay, so none of the zombies though are wearing like lab coats.
Oh no, they were.
Or any.
Yes, I mean, I wouldn't say lab coats, but yeah, you could definitely tell most of them were proper. Were probably workers in this facility. Probably researchers
so there
themselves.
was a mix. So there was a mix of raggedy clothes, a mix of clothes that seemed to be of someone who could have been like a researcher or a scientist.
Correct. Yes.
Dirty rags and some research clothing. Okay, so then there's the possibility then y'all that like we've already figured out they were testing on the prisoners, but then obviously it broke out and now it's not only just the prisoners that are infected. Okay, fair enough.
Dan, you look like you want to do a thing.
Just waiting at the next door.
We do it to it.
Do it
Let's
to
do
it.
it.
Give it a
I'm
quick
gonna
and gentle
stand
test.
back here, and Dan's got this. He's gonna.
Actually, Steve, let's change places. I'm gonna draw my
Spear. Okay. Yep. You go ahead and pull out. You sheathe your rapier. You whip out the spear from your back. Dan, with your war hammer at the ready.
Raise my shield and open
actually-
the door.
Hey, okay, never mind. We don't have time. Keep going.
You burst open the door, ready to charge in with all your might, with your shield held high and your warhammer held higher, and you run into what seems to be just a greed room
Try
of
to take
sorts.
a look around.
Yeah, it's definitely
Refocus for 10 minutes, Maddie.
yeah. By all means,
We're doing that.
yeah. You guys kind of dig through the trees and their subsequent leaves and seeds and look into the pool as it reflects back at you. Dan, you're kind of zoning in on some of these plants. You actually recognize them from your previous travels, but you kind of pick through the room and there's really, unfortunately, nothing much to pick through. It just seems to be a room that they had stored a lot of or not stored, but grew a lot of their different plants that they would use probably in their alchemy. There is a corpse on the floor that is of no interest. In fact, its body has been picked apart to the point that it is purely just bones with a little bit of flab of flesh left on its chest. But otherwise, nothing you can really see in this room. And Marak, while he's doing that, you're kind of just sitting there and you're pulling yourself together as you refocus your focus spell slot.
Is this soup?
Is it soup?
Is it soup?
It is very much not soup. It is
What is it?
powder. It is
So
powder.
it's a salad.
Powder. So it's salad. That's what you're. So soup is salad.
Soup is a salad. Yeah, it's not a
Oh,
sandwich.
right. That's what it was.
Does a natural one bust down this door?
No, in fact, it actually hurt. In fact, it actually hurts your hand a bit when you punch the door, and you end up dealing. Oops. Why can't I type on this? Why am I unable to type on this? I'm still here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was like a hiccup for a second, but
There we go. Oh, it's because I kept pausing the game. You hurt yourself in your confusion of trying to punch a metal or an iron door. You kind of fuck.
Wasn't I busting open iron gates in the sewers earlier?
They were rusted iron gates. Very rusted.
right.
This is a very clean, very sturdy, as if someone's trying to keep you out of it door.
Yeah, very clean with all the dead zombie cuts everywhere, Ryan.
Yeah.
Good class.
Well, it's
Okay,
not
I
rusty.
think we may be finished with this area. Should we move on to the next one?
Let's go. What do you guys think? Loud sounds or squelchy sounds first?
There's a possibility that all the zombies have gathered around the loud sound because it's the survivors.
When you said loud sounds, Maddie, were we thinking screams? Were we thinking just like loud, like
Steve could not discern it with his weak perception check.
Can I give it another? Can I give it another shot?
Yeah, you kind of come out and you're like, oh fuck, which one was the loud, which one was the squelchy? And you kind of lick your finger, stick it in the air, and fuck, now it all sounds kind of the same.
Guys, I don't know. Let's just pick one. What do you think? North
I
or
say
west?
north,
North.
because
Let's
it's
do it.
closest. Assume positions.
Yeah.
Crack the door.
Boom! You smash down the door. Sorry, that door wasn't supposed to be open. And sure enough, you find yourselves in a hallway, a longer hallway than the east section was, with a total of 7 doors.
Oh my god.
Do we hear any immediate sounds from any of the doors?
Oh, you do. On the left-hand side, you hear just a bunch of groaning and scraping and sounds.
Let's
Nope.
get in there.
Don't have
It's-
enough,
but none of them sound like living people.
Not with your 13, no.
Let's get in there.
Nor with
Well,
your
my
17.
Damn it.
Okay, you said they're on the left, though?
They were on the left-hand side, yes.
Let's
Okay.
get in there.
Trade position with me.
I'll get out of the way here.
Door opens.
You burst down the door, and sure enough, you walk into a room which looks like a sort of what you can only assume must have been like the cafeteria or the mess hall where the researchers and the workers alike would feast. And you see a total of 8 zombies ready to charge at you as they hear the door burst open and and start making their way for you. Oops, do I have everybody selected? I do, so we'll toggle combat, and sure enough, Brinked S. Oh wait, I had to end the. God damn it! I really got to remember to end the encounter before I try to start a new one. I'm sorry. This is throwing Thomas's immersion off, and I need to do better.
It really is.
Everybody roll for initiative.
Well, the dice always amuses me.
Maddie, to see you throw all of those dice.
Thank you.
It's really awesome. Bloop. Oh, hey, look, Morocco's in last. That was,
What was that music?
that definitely broke my immersion.
Shut up.
Oh, guys, this is weird. We broke into their like little Irish tap dancing lesson they were having. No wonder they're upset with us.
Paka.
Complete misunderstanding.
So, everybody is ready to rumble. So, top of the round, one of the plague zombies makes his move. Oops. Peter, how did you do the thing where you can like use the ruler to, was it space?
Space bar. By the way, you have us paused.
I know, but that's
Okay.
not working. That's not working.
You should be able to measure and then hit spacebar.
Oh, measure
did it.
tool. Okay, yeah. There we
Use
go.
the measure tool and then spacebar.
So the first one starts rushing at you, Dan and Steve, which I'm sorry, Steve, I got to move you back because
Measure.
there we go. As the first zombie kind of just like starts lunging at you, but it runs out of breath as it gets close, so unfortunately it can't do much more. Worf, you're next. You can't really see much from your position, but you can hear what sounds like must be almost a dozen zombies as they're all scraping through, trying to get at the fresh blood and meat that has arrived.
Y'all rolled terribly if I'm next. All right. Do I have any throw on this jabroni? It's red, so I'm guessing.
Yes, you actually...
I could hit him?
You can hit him. He is just in your sight enough that you could toss that spear and land it right into his or her torso. You can't tell from that position.
All right.
Oh, and you crit, like, you just find the right hit to land it into as you just destroy... or you feel like it must have destroyed it, but it's still and kind of rebalance itself. Still ready to strike Dan.
Instantly come back to me?
It does. You rip it out and it lands right on you, and you're like, whew, ready for another toss, baby.
Oh yeah, gonna do it.
And sure enough, you toss it with surprising ease. Not quite a critical, but you do land on that same tit again. And you feel the squelchy, or you don't feel anything. You hear that squelchy goodness as if your spear met its mark.
Well,
You
with this,
bring it-
I might move.
5. Beautiful. You kind of burst into the room and jump behind Dan as you get behind what must be a bar of some kind. And sure enough, you can now take in the full scene of the situation wherein, yeah, there's a good 8 zombies in this room. Steve, you are up next.
All right. First off, I'm gonna hit the tiger stance, and then, can I, like, run over here, hop over the bar to here, up to here?
Yes, actually, that's it. You have
One,
45.
that is one move.
You do
Yeah, I've got
beautifully. I won't. Yeah, I won't. I'm not. Yeah, it was cool.
Do you want me to roll acrobatics or anything?
No. Sometimes
Okay.
you just gotta let them have it, and I'm gonna let you have it.
All right, and then I'm gonna hit this guy with flurry of blows.
So you. The first hit.
Yep, I forgot to target him. Does that hit?
That's fine. Oh yeah, you critically hit him. You find that first like jab with your claws right into its face, or I should say again, what's left of it, as you tear off a nice giant chunk of it. It's reeling and it's actually slopped against the wall, but it's still standing, ready to still strike at Dan its first meat.
These ones don't take bleed, right?
Oh, you critically hit it. Yes. So technically it does have persistent bleed damage, but it doesn't take the bleed until the end of its round. But you have one blow of fury left.
Yes. Yes. And you factored in my strength of...
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Clean hit.
another
A
hit.
clean hit. And yeah, you killed it.
More.
You kind of slashed at its... Oops. Oh, not you. Ooh, sorry. You slashed at its face, and just with one last bit of breath it had left, as it slides down the wall. You've got one action left, and you see just a giant... You moved, and then you struck.
I activated Tiger Stance, and then I moved.
Thank you. Actually, you're right. I forgot about that. That's fine. That's fair. This next zombie is going to start making its way over to you, Steve. And that's it.
Good luck.
The next zombie is going to make it over to you, Steve, and then is going to use its fists, technically, to kind of try to strike at you to grab. Critically failing, making it slowed 2 on the next round, so it's going to do nothing. Dan, you're up. Steve has gotten right into the middle of the foray, and you've got your Warhammer and shield. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do something a little bit silly and try to make this a little not bad for him. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. So you kind of run around, do like a little as you drift between the two corners, get right into the middle of the bunch there.
Sure, I choose you. I'll just beat up one of them a little bit.
No, you're gonna beat one of them up a bit.
Oh.
And they're knocked prone. Which one were you striking? Oh, I see which one you were striking. Okay, perfect. And he's knocked prone too at the same time. So, blah, you kind of actually burst one of its kneecaps as it just kind of falls to the ground and stays there limp. Is that your last? And then Ray Shield. Beautiful. Maroc, you're up.
Maddie, if I were to go right here, then use a ranged weapon on any of the ones over here, is this bar gonna give them cover?
Nope. It is a pretty low bar. Unless are you like 3 feet tall?
I'm not 3 feet tall.
Then you're perfectly fine. You've got it's like this probably about 2.5 feet tall, honestly, the bar is.
So I see I've got the 4 in the back and the 2 right over here. Which ones are the 2 in the front here? Have they been hit at all yet or no?
You don't know. Well, actually, no, you would. You would know, because as you ran in, you saw Dan's Warhammer as he's kind of lifting it back up, having previously smashed this one's kneecap.
You hit that one's kneecap?
Oh, yeah. It's fallen. It's prone on the ground right now.
Okay. Fuck it. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to hunt prey on that one.
Okay.
I have my bow and my dagger in my hand. I'm going to throw the dagger. Throw baby. Yeah. Fuck you! That's what I'm talking about. Okay, and that's with the dagger. Let's roll some damage. Critical. Hells yeah.
Oof.
So
nice.
now I need to double that?
I'll double it for you.
Okay.
Bam. Do you have any?
It's
nope,
slashing
you don't. Okay.
also.
It is slashing also. Oh, beautiful. All right.
And then I don't know where you want to put my dagger someplace.
I got it. Don't worry. We'll have to figure out a token for it later.
I'm going to drop it. Okay, that was the end of my turn.
All right, beautiful. So, oops, oh, one too many zombies. Where's this zombie? This zombie is gonna go charging right at you, Dan. Oops, sorry, wrong thing.
The big old boy.
No. Thank you. I was looking for you. He's gonna go charging straight at you, Dan.
Ooh, you're getting flanked here, Dan.
Yes, you are. Unfortunately, you are flat-footed as it goes into and chomp at your bit. And tell me, with a 28, does that critically hit you?
Regularly hit me.
It does. So it tries to kind of like grab onto you, but of course it's out of actions to do that, but it's still going to do a mighty 15 points of damage to you as it kind of latches on and
interrupt a few things here.
Boom, you shield bash.
Shield block to shave off, is that 8 points of damage? And we'll also use that to trigger my other fun thing, aggressive block.
Ooh, nice.
So I can shove them back so you can choose to either go back 5 feet or become flat-footed.
I don't think he gets to make a choice. I will make it for him. But first I gotta do a little bit of that to correct your damage. And he's gonna go blah, as he kind of fumbles backwards and stumbles around.
Right, that's all the fun reaction stuff.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
That is beautiful. The next zombie up is this one right here. It's also going to run and actually go for this chicken meat it sees over here. And it's going to go ahead and strike you, Maroc, as it's trying to grab at you as well. And
My AC. Okay,
nope. Don't worry about it. You're fine, baby. This last one is going to go ahead, or second to last one, is going to go ahead and spend both of its actions to get to the other side of Steve here. And last but not least, this last zombie is going to take this position on Dan and attempt to strike it with its, not jaws, but its claws as well, its fists, as it's trying to pummel you. Does a 22 hit you, Dan?
That ties the AC.
It ties the AC because you are flat-footed right now. So you're going to feel as it kind of and try and hurts you. 8 points of damage. Top of the round with Worf.
All right, I'm gonna draw my hop here. I'm gonna move right here. I'm gonna attack this big boy. Does that make him flanked or no?
It's wait, which one? Sorry,
The one
north
on
of you
Marok right now.
The one on Marok? No, he's not flanked, but the one behind you on Dan is.
Can I reach across the bar?
Yes, easily. It's only 2.5 feet
Fuck
tall.
The bar for ants.
Got a sick joke.
Thank you. Is
Um,
that a crit?
Actually, surprisingly, it still connects.
Are we playing natural
Wait,
ones that way?
Yep.
Well, technically, it would be just a regular failure.
No, it's a success.
I understand that, but when you critically fail, never mind.
I
Nope.
thought we were doing natural ones where.
That is true. If I did it for
Hold
somebody,
up, let me do this. Hero point.
there you go.
0 points good.
Redo it
There,
then.
that is my weapon. I want you guys to all see it.
It's a pretty special weapon. Oh yeah, critical. At that point, you're gonna destroy it with whoa, yeah. What weapon were you holding? The rapier? Oh yeah, you drive it straight into its gullet, and it just like, and you kind of like swish it around in its throat, pull it out, and you just watch it just flump to the ground.
Yeah.
2 actions left, or 1 action left, I think. Yeah, one action left.
So I drew a weapon and I moved and I stabbed.
Yeah. So Steve, you're up next. You've got
right.
a live zombie next to you. The 2 that were surrounding you have both been slain. Oh yeah, you go straight for its fucking face again. You're
Get that one.
You're just a class act of fucking up their faces. And yeah, you go and rip off what's left of its nose, eyes, and ears, and it just flumps, drops to the ground. You have 2 actions left.
And then I will move.
Kind of step over the dead
Yeah.
body. You make this one flat-footed from your repositioning as you move around it.
The one next to Marak.
Yes, both actually. We've got plenty of flat-footed creatures now.
I'm gonna attack the. Well, can I? Since I'm punching, would I be able to punch over the bar?
Yes, I am not considering the bar as
All right, then I will use
difficult
my
terrain.
flurry of blows for this last. Whoops, sorry guys. Let me reposition. There
Thank
we
you.
go.
That's more sensible. In fact, I will help Worf here.
That's a
Yeah.
critical.
You go ahead and you kind of first just like grab its hair and pull it straight down with your tiger claw, dealing an immense amount of damage, and you can just hear it just like as it's struggling from the pain it never realized it could feel.
And then for the follow up.
I mean,
another critical.
yeah, go ahead. I mean, I wasn't even doing the persistent bleed damage, but yeah, you pull its hair down like you're like literally scalping it, and then the other one just kind of rips through what brain matter it had left, and it just in a serious agony of pain drops to the ground. Dan, you are up. You've got one zombie you've pushed back, but you got another one directly to your left.
We're gonna beat the shit out of him.
Oh yeah, beat the shit out of him indeed.
Actually, I got the time to do a power attack on him.
Oh yeah. It's a critical. That. Holy Jesus. Yeah, you bring the hammer down and you knock it fucking prone as you break both of its kneecaps actually with that one. You kind of just get into both legs as they shatter and break from their brittleness. And she is just clawing on the ground, writhing in pain. One action left.
Free shield.
Beautiful. Marak, you're just watching your friends slaughter these zombies all around you. You see 2 undead left.
Undead yet?
You have 2 undead still standing. Well, 1 still standing, 1 just reeling in pain on the ground.
I needed to make a fortitude.
Which
save,
one?
please.
The one in front of him?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have said
this one.
This. Yep. One in the front. Directly in front of me. Oh, I'm sorry. Jeez, I thought we had even more than that. Yeah, just the one to the left of Dan.
Yep. Fortitude save.
Right,
here we go. Ah, yeah. Okay. So 17 damage.
Oh, is that a critical failure?
That is a critical failure, so it's doubled the damage, or?
Does it say that? Where is the DC? 22. Yeah, double the DC, and they're pushed back even farther.
Okay, so you watch as their body just kind of flails in the air for about, how far does it get pushed back?
So it's supposed to be pushed back 15 feet, but they critically failed, so pushed back double.
All right, yeah, you just
geez.
watch this corpse just kind of, and it just and flies halfway across the cafeteria and lands on
I
the
basically have
table.
a force push for a ring, guys. That's what I just did to that thing. I was really wanting it to go into another zombie, but the one in front of me,
It's already dead.
already.
Hey, Maddie.
Yes, Tommy.
I accidentally hit a big old X on the game and I can't boot it back up because it says Wars is still in the session.
I don't know.
Can you kick Worf out?
Well, I'm trying to figure. Well, I don't want to ban him accidentally. Is my only issue.
I don't want to play with Thomas anyway, so that's fine.
God damn
Oh,
it.
here we go. Kick player. Okay.
Wow, you're going to kick me out?
Fuck off.
I just did, fucker.
All right. Can
Well,
you?
guess who's fucking back?
Damn it. Rock, you have 2 actions left, right?
No, that was all 3, brother.
Oh, you
That was
used all 3. You really wanted to really wanted to fuck him up. So the zombie that was pushed back by Dan is fucking furious that it got pushed back out of jaw range. So it's just gonna stumble back forward one more time and attempt to try to grab you again. With some fists of fury. Does a 21 hit you, Dan? You are no longer flat-footed.
Oh, he's got to beat a 24 now.
Oops. There we go. Then that is his move. Oh, I do have one more zombie here. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Did you say there were
2.
8? 'Cause
Yeah.
You've only killed
You've
5.
sorry, there must have only been 7. 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought there were
Is
8.
it this guy?
This 7. He's the 7th one. He runs up to
Shit, where did
Marak.
he appear?
He ran up to you. He ran up to you. Don't worry.
God damn it.
And he's kind of like, with both of his hands forward, just trying to grab onto you. So you are going to have to make, well, you don't have to make anything, but he's going to just go ahead and try to grab onto you, Marak. And tell me, are you grabbed with a 24?
Pretty sure that'll do it. My fortitude save is a 9. Yeah, that'll definitely do it.
Okay.
Not a critical. But
That's
just a
fine, but you
regular.
are grabbed, so he's ready to bite you. Worf,
Oh, gee.
you've got a zombie who has grabbed Marak behind you.
Yeesh. So,
Oh, wait, Maddie, doesn't he have one more action left?
No, he's slowed. They're always slowed 1, so they only ever get 2
he
actions.
moved and then grabbed me.
Yep.
Oh, I understand. Okay, my bad. I didn't realize he moved.
I need these zombies to bite you guys, okay? That's what they're supposed to do.
Have they not done
His,
that once?
No, because they can't ever grab you. You keep pushing them away or killing them.
as his mouth is approaching Marak, I am going to stab into it.
Oh yeah. You find that mark, I'm sure, beautifully. Not critically.
Beautifully, but maybe.
Oh, well, you find it at least. You kind of stab through its cheeks.
Take that.
Yeah, oh, it took it. And it's so now, Maroc, you've actually got a hot mouth coming at you.
Oh God.
That's a hot mouth.
2 actions left, baby.
Keeping that blade in his mouth, I'm gonna try pushing it further in.
Oh, not a critical still, but yeah, you're just kind of like rubbing it back and forth like a sawing motion. No, but it's still determined to eat Maroc. You got to do better than that.
With this last one, can I kind of shove him with my blade to get him off of Maroc?
You know, ooh, that is. Go ahead and try, and we'll just roll with it.
What would I?
You're
roll
gonna
for
make
that?
you're gonna make an athletics check against his fortitude save.
Okay.
And oh yeah, so Maroc, you're actually I don't care if this is not how it's supposed to work, but you are no longer grabbed as Worf just kind of shoves him, pushes him away from you, making a shove action to actually push him back 5 feet. So you kind of like whoa, oh god.
Please, Worf.
Steve, you are up.
Alright, I will go here.
Oh yeah.
And
I wonder if there's a module to automatically apply Flatfoot. That would be cool. And yeah, go ahead. So you're ready to reel in those tasty claws as you critically
I forgot to
damage.
target him.
That's
Sorry.
fine. It's a
That's
critical. Oh yeah, baby, it is.
Alright.
And you get him right in the back. And Dan, you never even got to touch this guy before you just see 2 claws from Steve's hands just kind of rip straight through the back of its very, very very, very soft, tissuey head, and just kind of rip through and rip outwards and essentially behead him with his claws only.
Tiger stance.
And then I will do oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, you quite literally just. I mean, if that wasn't obvious, you beheaded him with just your claw. You kind of reached through its brain and just.
Just really wants to get that.
I guess I'll use my last to get down here.
Okay.
Just in case.
Perfect. Dan, you're up. Every zombie around you and surrounded you has all fallen to the demise. And you just jump over the bar, jump right over Worf, bring in I'm assuming your Warhammer down for a power attack.
That's what we're doing.
Critically hitting him by plus 20. And yeah, you bring that hammer down in such a beautifully swift action that it just crushes him far worse than your great axe ever could. And with that, all of the zombies have been slain.
End the encounter, Matt.
Say that one more time.
Don't forget to end the encounter.
Oh, thank you. Yes. End this encounter. Empty the turn tracker. And yeah, either way, you all take another tasty 80 experience points. Maroc,
Seriously,
the zombie.
Maddie, attacking zombies feels just so fucking satisfying at
Oh, yeah.
level 5. I mean, like, it is obviously, like, it's kind of nice. Like, it's still, I would say it's still pretty intense. Like, what was it? Dan, you got critted twice or once in this encounter?
I think it was just once.
It was just once. Yeah.
A little bit of damage.
It was 15
Still, like-
points, but he blocked 8 of it and then got hit for another 8.
Well,
So
wasn't the only reason that the crit was so low is because you rolled low, Maddie?
that is true. I did roll
Yeah,
low.
so I mean, like, even those, like, fucking zombies can, like, really do some heavy damage on us if we're not careful. Oh my god, that was so fucking satisfying.
Thank you. And 80 experience points for the group.
Thank you.
So, Steve, you kind of just like dust off your shoulders and start running off ahead of everybody else.
That's my move.
Quick look at the room.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So,
Steve,
Dan,
went
you,
through the front left door.
yeah, you don't know where he went. Dan, you kind of look around the room, and surprisingly, all the food that's like been left out as like a buffet style for these researchers and workers of this facility excuse me, are still actually pretty fresh. You could probably even make yourself a little sandwich if you wanted to. Although it's kind of covered in blood and guts of the fallen and slain guards and researchers, but I mean, you know, what's that? Just extra seasoning.
Well, we could also get really sick from it, Matt.
Yes, you probably could. Grave.
I was gonna say, wowza.
Not calling kettle black there.
But Steve,
Another
you
life.
kind of look around, and sure enough, you've wandered into the kitchen where the only little guy in this room must have been probably the chef of the facility. All the burners are still on and running, and you kind of break into the store, what looks like to be a storeroom. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure there was. Okay.
I see then, Maddie, with this food, like how long? You said it was pretty fresh. Like, are we saying,
Medicine
like,
check or crafting check.
I'm gonna do medicine if you're cool with that. Ooh, a 2.
I mean, it's not spoilt yet.
Okay.
But Dan, or Steve is definitely making his rounds everywhere. You kind of just see this elf just kind of bounce between rooms and hallways. What are the rest of you doing?
Readying up on the next door.
Steve, did you find anything in these in the food room?
Just a dead chef and a bunch of food.
I roll
our
perception just to
chef
make
friend
sure
here
I'm
an
not seeing
actual
anything else,
skeleton?
Patty.
Yep, go ahead and please give me a perception check if you want to dig a little deeper. Nice. Marak,
I
were you
might
doing the
as
same?
well.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I might as well if I'm here. Hang out with my buddy, the Wharf. Oh,
Marak,
you fucking
you're
good
just
point.
you're just seeing a bunch of food. Worf, from what you can glean, is really nothing else discernible except this is clearly a chef's kitchen in his storeroom. But what you've noticed about the food in general is, yeah, it is actually like really fresh, as if it's only been maybe 2 days at most out.
Okay.
But otherwise, you don't see any like special journal notes or any pages like that or whatever and have yous. So you kind of walk back out into the long hallway, and the three of you are standing right next to a doorway. Dan opens the, or sorry, Dan. Steve, you just burst open the door, and you see yourself. You kind of take in a smell of something that just ain't quite right. Kind of funky a little bit. You see a rather clean wash basin in the middle of this room.
Is there water in it?
There is a little bit of standing water, yes. Standing water with a little bit of oil and grease and dirt.
Can I reach in and unplug the drain?
Yeah, you could if there were one.
Oh, it's just a bucket.
Yeah, it's just a bucket.
Can I reach in and feel if there's anything in there?
Yeah, you kind of put your hand in there, and I mean the water itself is relatively shallow, like not more than a foot deep, and yeah, you're just kind of sloshing in probably someone's previously washed hands.
Ew.
Well, you open the first door and you find yourself in what seems to be like a lavatory. And sure enough, you see another lavatory. And wah! Zombie fucking breaks out and tries to attack you, and wah! With its fists in a surprise action, and misses you terribly. But when it falls and stumbles on the floor and is already dead.
Yeah,
That's really fucking scary, though.
that's scary.
I don't know why it's supposed to show dead, but anyways, continue on. Sorry, that was supposed to be its little jump scare for you. But yeah, it's just a relatively simple bathroom, it looks like. So you making it back out in the main hall while Steve and Worf kind of just explore. Looks like Worf might be trying to use the bathroom, Marak, if you could, you know.
Worf, are you okay in there? Do you need help?
Yeah, I might have tried some of the human covered foods.
You gotta be careful with that stuff, man.
It's not
Gonna
just
feel
these,
great
man.
coming out. Here, hey,
Hey, is it a door, Maddie, or is
Yeah.
it like a curtain?
No, it's like a stall door.
Let me be, bird. Let me shit in peace.
I take my fingers and I put them underneath the door like a cat, and I go,
hey, here for you, buddy. If
This
you need
fucking reminded me of that time we were in McDonald's and the kids were trying to crawl under the door.
that was the weirdest encounter I've ever had. Well, not the weirdest, but top 10.
You kicking at them. All right, I would love to exit this bathroom, but I have a bird in the way, so I'm
Just patiently waiting with your trousers still down a bit. So you guys walk out of the lavatory to see Steve just kind of burst into the next room. And Steve, you walk into a room in what is quite clearly a quarters for probably the researchers or people who stay on the island overnights for extended periods of time. And you do see some dead corpses on some of the beds, but definitely nothing moving. You do notice, Steve, as you're kind of peering through the room, that there are clearly a bunch of chests at the end of each bed that could probably be easily picked through if you clicked on them.
That's friggin'... Oh.
I found another paper with more of your funny writing on it.
I found a memo.
Yep.
How do I read it? Do I click on it?
Oh, no, I got it. Quarters. So you and Steve and Dan, you go ahead and open that first chest, and sure enough, there's like some clothes in there, but specifically what looks like the remnants of a journal. And if I could open it, I could
They
show.
all have the same. All the chests have the same thing.
I mean,
Except this
And
one.
all its memo.
Now I doubly can't read this.
Closer in the 21st, the materials needed to mass create undead have been perfected. The black onyx and grave dirt was essential to the mix. The black onyx was very difficult to powderize. We will need a materials delivery very soon and all. So that's what BO and GD stood for, black onyx and grave dirt in that previous note.
if are you reading this?
What is the grave?
You read this aloud,
thing?
Steve?
Yes, I read the.
If any of you wants to make either a crafting check or an arcana check, you may.
I'm on Arcana.
I won't craft any.
Nope, I lied. I'm gonna do crafting.
Yay. Nodding my head on the
Okay.
sidelines.
You're just like, whatever the fuck that is. Steve and Dan and Marak, when you hear the terms black onyx and grave dirt, Dan, oh, actually, you both did crafting, so you guys would both know that specifically this is an alchemical process that's typically used in rituals of more of a necromantic nature.
Black onyx and what, Matt?
Grave dirt.
Grave dirt. Okay. This is what they used in their chemical process to erase the dead.
I didn't say that, but you could think that.
That's what the alchemical
It's good to mass produce the undead, didn't it?
process to mass produce undead. Okay.
Dan, you, as you were also searching the storage chests, stumbled upon something interesting, I think.
I found a key. It says it's storage room key.
When we take a 3-minute respite, I need to let the dogs outside, and that is not a euphemism.
Okay.
Hey, who let the dogs out?
About to.
Peter.
Like that song by Baja Man.
That's a reference
Didn't they have
everyone
a
will get.
sequel of that song?
Who let the cats in?
No, I think it's just Who Let the Dogs Out Again.
Who
Something
let
like
the
that.
dogs out? Part 2.
Brought the dogs in.
Who brought the dogs in?
Who? Yeah. I'm sorry, Thomas. You must be very tuckered.
I'm making it through, surprisingly.
Yeah, you're doing not too bad. Trying to make.
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
lied about the. When did that song come out? Who Let the Dogs Out?
Like
2000.
1999 or something.
2015. No dog likes. Oh, Off the Leash. Rhapsody album.
Was it actually by the Baja Men, or was it just
They have
one
a
of
number
them?
called. Their 9th song on their 3rd album is 69. Mention that for Ryan.
I gotta feel bad for a band that their one hit wonder was a cover of another song.
Like who? The dog song?
Yeah, that's actually like a 1950s song.
Is it?
Yeah. The choruses, not obviously the yippee-yi-yo. I mean, it could be, but I don't think it is. But yeah, the chorus "Who Let the Dogs Out" was like a 1950s like a 3-piece.
What?
Yeah.
Well, the whole song definitely isn't. But I
Well,
mean,
right.
even if it's just the one line, I don't think that counts as a cover.
Well, then you have bands like Alien Ant Farm and Smooth Criminal, but
Yeah, that was But I mean, they had movies was kind of a hit.
Yeah, they had 2 of them. They're still at it. Kind of.
I'm back, bitches.
all right.
Welcome back.
You missed a long spiel about the Baja Men.
Well, I also heard something about Alien Ant Farm when I walked in, so.
Yeah, that too.
Smooth Criminal.
All right, so yeah, you guys kind of pick through this room, and sure enough, you find a letter from another researcher who goes by the name of Hanal. And then, Dan, you were able to extract a key that just was labeled storage room on it out of one of the other chests.
Did we read Hanal's?
Yeah, that
I'm on.
was the Grave Dirt and Black Onyx one.
Okay, got it.
All right. I'm literally running down this hallway and doing a flying kick into this door. No, it's metal. I'm running down this hallway, stopping, grabbing the handle and opening it, and then running again.
Yep, so you kind of walk into this room, and it looks like a makeshift, essentially a break room. There's a fireplace in the far back that used to be lit. Some of the candles in the chandelier are still giving off a nice soft light. A couple of books strewn about. People playing cards previously. Steve and Dan, you start picking
They were
through
looking. I'm doing a 10-minute medicine check on Dan.
Okay. So while you do that, Dan, you're kind of like looking around the room and you're picking through with your eyeballs to see what's going on. Steve, you actually pick through the room, and unfortunately, it just nothing really jumps out at you. Everything just seems pretty standard. Like I said, it's essentially a break room. They're reading adventure fantasy novels from the books themselves. The cards and the cards are just your standard cards. The chess set isn't even anything spectacular.
No, not on me. That needs to go to
Yep,
Dan.
I got him. But yeah, you don't really find anything of interest in this room, unfortunately. Everything seems to be a pretty standard break room.
Should we go back to that locker room?
Side.
That was
Yeah,
on the
the
east
one in-
side, yes.
One on the east side.
Honestly, I think we can hold off on a moment and check the west side for any survivors. Locked zombies aren't probably going anywhere.
I'm following. I'm just P
Uh,
IRL.
I
Did we
got you.
check this one last little room over here?
Which one?
The first one in on the right when we came in initially.
That was also into the living quarters or whatever.
Oh, that was in one of the bathrooms. Okay.
Actually,
Oh god, at the bath.
yeah, it's a bathroom. It's not a quarters.
Oh, I thought you meant the first one from when we came in on the right.
Yeah, that's what he said. This door right
Mhm.
here.
This is a brand new one. We haven't
Oh,
gone
a
through
different
this.
bathroom. Whoa, we didn't go to this bathroom.
Don't think I'm gonna try my luck with those stalls.
I am.
At the very end. Alright, so you, Steve. Nothing?
Nothing.
Wait a second. Not gonna get in. I am gonna roll perception.
Okay.
Can I pull the plug in this tub?
There, it's not a tub, it's like a little wash basin, and no, there is no plug. And yeah, you see shit. Quite literally, without less explicitive, you see a good pile of poop about 10 feet down. Sloshing about in some stank water. The poop smith hasn't been by in a while.
No, was it who? Was it Thomas that ate your turd? Is that what happened?
Thomas ate, yes.
I think I split one up.
Yeah, he slurped a Marok's poop up.
That's probably like the best thing I've ever done for a friend. It was looked at like I was the fucking
turds?
weird one.
Yes.
Split one up when you dropped one and you were nervously dancing. I didn't want people to tease you, so I did a cartwheel and slurped it up.
Yeah.
Oh god, I don't remember that. I remember like nervously shitting, but I
Well,
don't remember.
yeah, and you made me feel really weird about it, so I regretted it. Other than eating your shit.
Because he thought it was an egg.
He thought it was an egg. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I love it. Ah.
All right, so
I really need to work on my humiliating others.
So Dan, and Steve, you guys make it back out in the courtyard, and
boom.
you
Oh god.
burst down this door. Which, hold on, because I know Worf. Where's Worf? Worf would have been
Worf and
over
I
here.
are not there right now. We're gonna be there in just a second here.
But
I don't even know where I'm at anymore.
either
'cause
way, we're
I
gonna
didn't
pause.
know you were.
Yep.
Oh,
Steve and Dan burst down the door. And inside, you see two gigantic, disgusting amalgamations of basically what you can only assess with the few seconds you have before you have to roll initiative, of corpses that have essentially jellified and have formed into these formless blobs of creatures as they're kind of like stamping and slurping and sloshing around, just kind of trying to make sense
That's
of
pretty metal.
what the hell is going on in here. And I, for probably the last time tonight, need everybody to roll initiative.
Jesus, Dan. Or wait, who the fuck is that? Shambler Troop. Jesus, Shambler Troop.
I thought it was mine, but I guess he took it for me.
Yeah, that was weird. I swear I saw it under yours for a bit.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. Either way, Steve's first. Doesn't
Did the
matter.
one Shambler troop roll a 1 and the other Shambler troop rolled a 20?
Yes. Yes, they did.
Me first.
Hold
I
on.
can't. It's paused.
I might have a crazy idea for this. We'll get to it on my turn.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, it is Steve's turn.
All right. I think everybody knows what's coming first. Tiger stance. After that, I'll move in here. I can hit it from here, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And then flurry of blows.
Okay. You definitely hit it, and you kind of go in just slashing away at it.
Not very good.
Yeah, pretty weak. I'm not gonna lie, but that's okay.
And then I'll do the follow up for another hit. That's a little better. Still not great.
Just that thing is mouth.
But hey, you did some damage. And actually, it is got. So we got to do this. Okay. That is your turn. So that Shambler troop will shamble on up to you, and as slowly as it can, it almost feels like it's in like slowed down reflex time as it kind of like drags its whole mass towards you. And in one big giant collection of corpses attempting to attack you, it needs to get from you, Steve, a reflex save. As all of these kind of corpses are basically waterfalling down on you. And unfortunately, not quite. So you will be, as you feel the force of a dozen body parts just drop in on you, will take 11 points of damage. Marak, it is your turn.
Okay. So first of all, see what I'm doing here, Maddie, with my... Or are you able to see my...
Yes, I can.
Measuring?
Yep. You would be landing
does
inside of their body. You would be landing inside of their square.
Oh, I understand that. I'm trying to measure for my range. No, okay, it doesn't matter because I have I double my range anyway, so it doesn't matter. Who cares? Shit. Okay. First, hunt prey on
Giant gelatinous blob. Yes.
Shit. There's a second one right there. Mother. Fuck. God damn.
Every time you guys walk into a new room, you find yourselves into just another mess of increasingly more disgusting body horror that is shaking you to your core.
Okay, maybe you guys, maybe we need to back the fuck up. Make them fucking come to us here.
That was actually my idea, is I don't know if they can fit through the door.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna hunt prey then on this one here. Is it right there? Oh, yeah, I'm hunting prey on that one. And Maddie, I'm assuming obviously right like the way I am drawing it right this, Danden's gonna give the guy cover.
No, you can shoot over him. I'd
be okay with that? Okay.
Yeah.
And I will go ahead and do that, and I'm actually going to do my hunted shot on here's aim, whatever it's called, and let's go ahead, baby. Hunter's aim.
Shoot it. You hit it by the skin of your teeth.
Ooh, bills. Okay. Damage. Ooh, okay. Oh,
I'm sorry, which one were you hitting?
Dead?
Were you hitting this?
This one right here.
Okay, perfect.
Is it undead?
Yeah.
It should have. Yeah, it should have done an extra D6. I'm gonna do an extra D6 for you, brother.
Yep.
Don't know why I didn't. Is it undead? Yeah.
I mean, it's many undead, if that makes it different for you.
I didn't do it.
Are you out of turns?
Turns. Yep, that was it.
Dan, your move.
Elf friend, are you able to get back out of that room if you can? Maybe safer out here.
I don't think I can get out of the room, but I think I can get... Because it's blocking the door, right?
Technically, he is. Yes, you could tumble
But
through.
I think I can move so that I'm not in both of their ranges, though.
But yeah, you could tumble through.
Oh,
That'd be an
If you want to.
acrobatics check.
All right, for the moment, then we'll kind of stay right here. Then give it the good old power slap.
You do hit it. You bring the power down. And you hit like 15 bodies in that one fell swoop, and it just wow.
Then for the moment, we'll round it off with the raised shield.
Yeah, Worf, you are up, buddy.
Hell yeah.
You see from your angle, I think. Actually, no, you do see both of
I'm
these
gonna move right there.
disgusting body horrors.
And I'm gonna throw my spear.
You take that spear and you do land, surprisingly.
Oh hell yeah! All right.
And
Take that.
it sticks right into head, torso, arm, something.
Well, actually, it doesn't stick because I'm recalling it.
You snap it back, and I feel shamed. You've
I
got
didn't
one
know that,
action left. You got one action left, don't you?
Oh hell yeah! All right, let's do it then.
Yeah, fuck it up.
Oh, flirted with that 20.
Yeah, but you still hit it so good. And you stick it again. Oh, I mean, it wasn't as good of a hit, but hey, you still hit it. Next up is this one that's right on Steve. And yeah, I'm sorry, Steve. It's just gonna form up, and it's gonna come crashing down on you. So I need you.
good luck.
Well, I need you to make a DC. Or I need you to make a reflex save, please. Ooh, you don't quite crit it, but. So, give me 1 second, actually, because I think it just does no damage. And it doesn't say anything about half damage.
Per round. I shall at any enemies. A basic reflex, Maddie, means it goes, if it's a failure, they take full damage. If it's a critical failure, they take double. If it's a success, they take half. If
They
it's
do
a critical
still
success,
has. Okay, they still take half. Okay. So, yeah, once again, it kind of forms up into this waterfall of corpses as it tries to platter down. You're able to dodge some of the blows, but unfortunately not quite. And you take half damage. It kind of hurts you a bit. But you are up next.
All right.
Do it.
Everybody's been hitting this one, right?
It
So I
looks
guess
like it,
I'm
yeah.
gonna switch my target to that one.
Shit, is that what all these dots are?
Yeah,
Sorry.
barely
All of
missed.
you targeting it?
Yes, that is exactly what it is.
What? That's a hit?
That is a hit. Yes.
Okay. I thought you said barely miss.
It's a barely hits.
Oh,
So,
barely hits.
You slash into it, dealing a good chunk of damage.
I'll hit
Oops.
it again. Give it another punch. Oh, miss. And then I will. Let's do flurry of blows for my last.
Shink, shink. Get
one
crazy.
here.
Oh, you miss. You got one more swing, baby. It's still just a -8.
Oh, sorry. 1 second. Hold on. Plus. You just subtract 4 from this. So it's easier to.
No,
so 16 doesn't hit.
No, it's still right. The lowest you can go is -8, correct? On 4 attacks. Yep. So you still hit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, you still do some good dick into him, and you fly, and then
Jesus, Ryan. 19? Fuck me.
Right down.
and you have felt like you've kind of like dove into this mass of blobs and just like started like ripping and tearing into some of these corpses, and some of them have quite literally like died inside of this blob. It's not necessarily shrinking because it's still part of its body mass, but you can feel like it's down to like its last like head and torso. as you kind of hop back out. However, it's next, and it doesn't like Dan particularly for whatever reason. It's going to try to kind of form up and slam because it thinks... Actually, it's giving no reason. So Dan, make a reflex save, please. Nice. You are still going to take half of this as some of the bodies come plummeting down on you. Are you blocking any of it?
Can I block a reflex save? Because I'd gladly do that.
Oh, technically...
What does it say? Put shield block on. What does it say? While you have your shield raised, you would take damage from a physical attack. I see no reason why he can't.
Right, because it's just bludgeoning damage. It's just corpses falling on his face. So yes, go ahead and shield block it.
Damage from a physical attack. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Shield hardness is 8, so you subtract that out. How much is left?
7 damage.
No, he took half damage.
Zero.
Oh,
I
he
think
did.
took half damage.
Hey, yeah, that's right, baby. Good job. You blocked it. You block it all.
There you go, Dan.
You dodged the first half and you blocked the second half. Marak, it's your turn.
Okay. I would first like to recall knowledge on... They're the same, so it doesn't really matter. What skill do you want me to be using? You want me to use religion?
I mean, it's an undead, so make your desertion what you think it would
Yeah,
be.
I'm going to use religion then. This is my hunted prey, so I get to add hunted prey recall knowledge. Yeah, baby.
That is a critical success, so...
Fucking right it is.
Being that they're a set of a bunch of corpses together, they're very slow, only can move very, very slow at a time. They're definitely hardier than a normal zombie, AC of 18. Not a whole lot of health pool, though. Only 90 health comparably to a zombie's normal 45.
Okay.
It's immune to a bunch of, like death effects, disease, mental, paralysis, poison, unconscious, because it's an undead at the end of the day. But it is very susceptible to positive damage, slashing damage, and even splash damage. Its fortitude is its strongest point. Its reflex is its weakest point. And really, it only has one move at the end of the day. Yes, it could technically form up if there were more corpses around it to essentially increase its health. But hoping that there are no other corpses for it to essentially suck up. The only thing you have to worry about...
is this a large creature? What is it considered?
It's a gargantuan creature.
Hey, Steve. Remember how you got Titan Wrestler? You should trip this motherfucker.
Is gargantuan 2 above regular? I think I can only go 2 above.
Goes large, and then what's after large?
Huge. And then...
Gargantuan?
I don't know. Do your next 2 moves while I look it up.
Okay. Alright, so... Oh. Alright. I hunted that. I'm gonna take a shot over at this motherfucker then. Alright. I'm doing just my regular hunted shot.
So, real quick then, Ryan, you can... So, it's 2 above medium?
Yeah, so I can do it if it's gargantuan.
You can or cannot? Because it goes tiny, small, medium, large, huge, gargantuan.
I can only go 2 sizes bigger than I am, and I'm medium, right?
Yes, you're medium, so it would be large and huge. Yep. So either way. Oh yeah, critical hit, baby. You get it right into the last 2 eye sockets it has left on its gangly mass.
First shot I did on it.
Was that that
you
was
want me to double it, or are you doubling it?
I got it. You strike right into its eye socket, the last corpses that were standing in this mass, and it just kind of falls flat and just kind of spreads out and oozes out in just a flurry of blood and mush and dies.
And I'm going to do the aid action, and I'm going to aid Steve, and I'm specifically going to aid him if he does a trip action, or he does an athletics check. Do you want me to...
I can't trip it, though.
I can't... Oh.
Yeah, he cannot.
It's too
cannot. Big. He is too big.
Oh, he cannot trip it.
Unless until I'm legendary, then I can go 3 sizes bigger than I am. But I'm not legendary in athletics.
Okay. Well, shit, fuck. Okay, then I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll still aid Steve. I'm gonna aid Steve in attacking with its next action. What would you like me to roll, Maddie? You guys have to roll any skill. I can even roll an attack.
Well, how are you going to aid him?
Say it again?
How are you going to aid him?
I figured out what I would do is like take a shot and like pretend like I'm shooting at the thing to like kind of distract it.
Then deception.
Deception. I'm down. Okay, I'm rolling deception. Is not my hunted prey. Rolling this. 21.
Okay. Dan.
DC is normally 20.
Correct.
Say, does the thing collapse enough so I can enter the room?
You can definitely step onto its mangled corpse.
I'll get in there and see if we can't help draw some of the aggro.
Okay.
Give it a regular whack.
Oh, you get a good whacking into it. Oh, yeah. And you feel some of its body pieces just kind of flatten from your warhammer, and wow.
One more ray shield to round it off.
Okay. Worf! You've seen one of these body horrors just drop dead, but another one is rocking in.
Rush in. I'm actually going to go here.
You cannot end up there.
It's in.
Yeah, you'll hit it from there, yes.
I'm gonna pull out my rapier though and use that instead.
Okay. You sheathe your spear as you run in. You pull out your rapier and you go in for a quick stab. You do a critical damage to it, so you stab it right in the right spots. Oh, satisfying. As even some of the parts that you did stab through kind of light and sizzle on fire a bit as you pull out your rapier. The shambling troop. Okay. Shambling troop is going to... Oops, sorry. Fuck. I wanted to see something. Okay. It's actually going to create an even bigger waving splash as it tries to bring down all of its might on all three of you now in this room. And I need a reflex save from all three of you now. As a cascade of bone and flesh and blood just comes breaking down on you. Steve, you dodge it perfectly to the point that you don't even get touched. Worf, not quite so. In fact, the body horror itself, Dan, I need a reflex from you. Not quite so much. The body horror itself kind of stuck a little bit of fear in you, and you just took the whole brunt of the force. Dan, okay. I was going to say, Dan, I still need a saving throw. All right. You, Dan, unfortunately, rushing in, you had already rushed in, but you did take a couple of the flumps of bone and sinew crashing down. So, Steve, you missed all of it. Okay, I need to delete this guy. He's in my way. So, Worf, Yep. Worf, you're going to take the full brunt of the damage as all these body parts just kind of land and crash on you. Dan, you would have normally taken 8 points of damage, but you shield blacked it, and I'm assuming you shield black all of it then at that point too? 8 points?
Yep. 8's the magic number.
You dodge some of it, and you quick parry the rest of it, and actually some of it kind of flings off and pummels Worf a little bit. Steve, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna punch this thing as hard as I can.
Punch it as hard as you want. Oh, and that's a critical, baby. And with your last crashing blow, you kind of jump up and jump into it with your claws just ready to rip and tear and shred into any piece of it. And sure enough, with your beautiful slashing damage, you destroy the thing. And it jellies out into this big mess of a pile as everything just kind of dissipates. The 4 of you, not the 3 of you, the 4 of you go ahead and take 120 experience points from the defeat of the Shambler troops.
All right, level
Our
up.
mini boss of this dungeon.
Right.
Now, with respects to Worf and Marok, how are you guys doing? It is 11:45. We can keep going for another 20, 30 minutes, or we could stop it here.
I'd be cool if we ended here. Let's do like the little bit of housekeeping things. Let me do some healing and all that stuff. But I just worry that if we keep going, we're not going to stop until 12:30 and possibly 1 o'clock.
Well, sounds like fun to me.
Do you wanna end
It
the
does sound like
encounter,
fun,
Matt?
but tomorrow Peter is not going to have fun.
Tomorrow,
Wake up.
Peter's got a weekend. He can sit naked on a beanbag chair playing video games all day.
I really wish I could do.
Thank you.
I just wish. I wish I
Thank
could do
you,
it.
Ryan.
Hey, it reminds me of that one time I walked into Ryan and Thomas's apartment, and Ryan was playing Skyrim naked. It was a great.
Like butt ass naked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the hanging upside down from the pull-up bar was worse than that.
I was doing the hanging crunches. Yeah, dude. Gotta get your ab workout in somehow.
Butt ass naked?
Yeah.
Like no boxer briefs,
That was
nothing?
the most
No,
uncomfortable.
his balls
about
are
him
over by his
doing-
nipples.
Well, I was gonna say his
Real quick, I'm
his
gonna end
head
the
kept
stream.
touching his
Thank
own
you guys
head.
for
It was
joining. Have a
really
good night.
uncomfortable.